Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back with Transport Fever Mainline. In the last episode we completed yet another section of mainline construction, and quite a few of you suggested that maybe I should just get that out of the way and move on to the show. So that's exactly what I've done. I have completed the entire mainline, and as you can see it's 2011, so quite some time has passed. I let the game run while I was building. That made sense to me. Anyway, we're going to do a quick tour of the towns that I've connected up. You just saw Atlantis. We're now onto Alpha Complex, which has got one of the slightly more robust pieces of bridge work going on there. Yeah, I mean, I spent a heck of a lot of money in pulling this together, and frankly, it was worth it because the end result in several places is pretty spectacular. Now, we've still got a lot of work to do in terms of finishing this series up. Well, how you say finishing it? We're now starting, effectively. Yeah, each city is going to get a lot of attention paid to it as we start to lay in the different freight lines and making sure that internal commuter services are working. And then, of course, also connecting up the interior cities on this map. Which, you know, they're going to need to be brought in some fashion. And the challenge there is going to be to make sure that each one is connected up as widely as possible, because every city connection we make is one that's going to help fuel the growth of the other towns. And it would be quite nice to actually gain some super-sized cities by the time we finish this playthrough. Anyway, I appreciate that some of you may be interested in actually seeing the full build as it took place. Well, I've got you covered. If you stick through to the end of this one, there is a link through to the full track build. You can watch this one first with no spoilers, because we're focusing back on the original area of the map, so you won't ruin it for yourself in the process. But yes, I've got a Colonel Failure's Tracks and Beats for you, which is linked at the end of this video, and you'll be able to see exactly how all of this was put together. It did take a while. I didn't spare the money, but it still took a fair amount of construction to get it done. And some of these bits of track building I'm really quite pleased with. Anyway, enough of this preamble. That's not what you're here for in the slightest. Let's actually build something and run a train down it. Won't that be a novelty? So with a fairly major amount of work accomplished, it's time to actually move on and start working on the goods side of things. Now, I mean, there are two major projects still to do. Well, let's say three major projects to do. Firstly, I need in-town commuting services at every town that we come to. And I've set some up in Hogsmeade. And they're one of the few things that aren't actually paying off at the moment. If you look at, there you go, if we look at the bonus counter here. Yeah, so the Hogsmeade commuter hasn't quite picked up, but what it is doing is it's feeding enough passengers into the train system that it makes sure that Mainline Zone 2 is, well, it's raking it in. Mainline Zone 1 will be profitable. It goes profit, then unprofit, and then profit, and then unprofit, and that will pick up regularly. I mean, it will gradually increase its profitability as we start to stack passengers in. So I'm less worried about that. There you go. See, look, it's up to the best part of 400k in the green now, and it will keep kind of proceeding in that direction. So yes, what we're going to do is going to set up the first part of the goods system. The three parts. Oh, I see. Like I'm back on target. The three parts that we have to cover is, firstly, we've got to do all of the goods connection. That's huge. That's a big job, and we'll do it gradually. Then we have to set passenger lines up between all of the other towns, and that will, that'll take some doing. We'll come up with some creative routes, but obviously, the more individual towns we can have connected to every other town, the faster and the larger they're going to grow. And the final one is the commuting services, as mentioned just a moment ago. but that's not what we're here for today. Today we're going to do just the starting point. We need 2 goods lines. Well, 2 goods stations. The line itself is already complete. So let's grab ourselves one of these. Now, do I want an interesting station? What are you, what's your caper? What are you all about? Oh, look at that smashing piece of modernity going on here. And with the movement and everything. Okay, right, that sounds good. Right, we'll go with 4 tracks and 400 meters and high speed, and we won't need any transit tracks. We shouldn't need any transit tracks. Now the challenge is going to be where do you actually put this in order for it to make sense. Now then, this one, it could probably sit in around there, but it really depends on how quickly I can descend the rail to the station. Yeah, okay, that's you know, this is going to be a challenge. We'll flip it around the other way. Stick the tracks on that side. Yeah, so about here we'll probably do the trick if I'm lucky. I might need to do a fairly winding course in order to get the track down, but let's lay that in, and then we'll hit the pause button. Right, okay. Okay, right, so we're going to leave the 2 lines that are throughput, what's the word I'm after here? Freight. There you go, our freight throughput. We'll leave those intact because I have yet to decide exactly what I'm doing with those. Later on, it's very likely that what they'll do is they will carry trains just constantly around the outside. But we'll just have to see how it goes. 84. I don't really want to go any slower than that. But we do want to make sure that we can come off at this station. Where's my snap point? I should be able to. It should just reveal itself to me. Just try there and see what we get. There we go. Okay, right, you've got it. Smashing. Good. So you now need to. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a winder. If I tell you to go down there, that's all good. All right, fine. Smashing. Now then, we'll take you to the outside. I'm less bothered about the speed at this point because obviously it's winding down to stop at the station. Now all of this is going to be quite costly in the short term because until I get everything hooked up thoroughly, then this is just going to be this is just going to be a cost center. You will see exactly what I mean by that. Well, in the next few minutes, if you stick around. Right, you come off to about there. You're not fully snapped there, but that's it. You pull in there like that, and then we've got enough opportunity here for trains to pull in. Now, this is largely because at some point I'm going to build hubs. No, not hubs, depots, facing in both directions. So that any train that hits the main line at any point can get to a depot. I don't want it to be like the last series where depots were just flipping madness. And then for the final stretch of this, we're going to want the ability to distribute. So if we pull that out there, and then we'll put one of those nice big fat truck stops on there, and then you will do something similar. And this bit of road here isn't going to make it. See, it's like I knew in advance. And then once we're coming in, and then we head out the other way, and that's going to look a bit like this. Now, I don't want to. We're going to lose some of these surface streets in the process of doing this. But it should wend its way quite pleasantly around the outside of the track. Now, in the first instance, I'm going to use a lot of trucks for the connections here, but later on we will change those trucks to be trains as we need greater throughput. But right now, I'm going to need to put all that road back in, but we will stress about that in a little while. There you go. Keep it on the level. That's it. There you go. All the way around here. That's it. Now then, what's the? Well, you see, you haven't got much junction space to play with here. I might have to remodel that that track I just stuck in. There you go. Pull that off around there. We're going to need a bit more curve than that. 90 is about where I'm satisfied. Oh, I heard about that kernel failure. He's never satisfied unless it does 90. Well, best we make it do 90 then. How does he feel about 55? He's less thrilled, if I'm honest. 55 is not the appropriate speed. Maybe if we bulldoze some of this track back a little bit, we can get a couple of extra clicks out of that. Okay. Right, okay, round the corner, like so. Yeah, you can, you see. You get quite a few more clicks out of that. All right, smashing. What is this unsightly hump that we have created here? Do we think that by some judicious track removal we could maybe straighten that out some? Because that would be jolly lovely if we could. Keep it on the straight. And like that. No, it wants to hump the track. Give me the flipping contour tool here. Show me what's going on. Okay, well, maybe if I do it again. It could be because we're elevating there just a little. So if I flatten that out first, and if I flatten this curve back down, I realise I've just spent money on creating this embankment. But if we flatten it back out again, then maybe it'll be more inclined to stay on the flat. Maybe it won't, but you know, you've got to give these things a go. Right, give me this. You come up here like that to about there, and then come up there until you're at ground level, which is here, and then you see, stop doing that. Go flat instead. Or not, as the case may be. Why is this creating more lumpage? There's really no call for it. We don't need the lumpage. All right, look, I'll tell you what. You just go flat. That's it. There you go. And if it creates a little bit of a divot, then that's acceptable. This, by the way, is the easy one. The next one that we're going to do is going to be somewhat more complicated. And then you grab onto that one. You're the inside, aren't you? Yes, you are. Like so. And then we'll pull this one as well. Right, now there's going to be a lot of temporary setup going on initially because this won't work the way I envisage it will. And obviously I've got no prior knowledge that this is all going to work swimmingly. This isn't going to work until I've got a good, I don't know, let's say 4 stations set up. Now, we're not going to get to all 4 today. We'll get 2 today. Yeah, it's not going to work until later. So I'm going to need to I don't know. I probably won't need to bankroll it because I am making profit enough to keep this afloat. There you go. Come on. Just get over there in a semi-attractive fashion, would you? That's a million miles away from semi-attractive. That's semi-ugly. Anyway, bit of flattening there. It all looks something. Right, and then we'll bang you out onto this bit of country road. The main reason for popping this road over here is simply so that the AI has the opportunity to build out here if it deigns it worth its while to do so. Too much slope. There's always too much slope. Actually, this bit of road here is largely redundant. I don't want to use another bridge, though. Can we get an upgrade on here while I'm in the... Oh, no, I don't want to destroy this nice little, what I'm assuming is a restaurant. No, we'll leave it. You can have the nice little road. I'll take the level crossing out over here. Yeah, I know. I've used a level crossing. You know, the disappointment is evident to all of us. And then for those, oh jeez, look at this mess. Honestly. Come on, game, you can do this. Now, you know, all this could be pre-solved. I've had several people comment to this effect. You can pre-solve all of the lumpitude that is built at a level crossing by simply flattening the whole area. But I don't want to do that. I demand a higher response from my track and my road to be able to figure out how to do a nice, gentle, smooth curve, especially when I'm giving them plenty of room in which to get it done. That's a little better, although we've got some buckled pavement going on. Right, okay, that will suffice. I need to come back and revisit this anyway, but let's get the second station done. Now, the second one, I'm going to peel off over here, which is slightly more exciting because it's going to lead to me having to do something with the rail that goes under or over or both or through or something. Yeah, I haven't thought it through even remotely. Right. That's a notion. All right. No, we'll use one of these. Give me 400 meters, please. Now, we'll probably need more than 400 meters in the fullness of time, but initially, 400 will do the trick. So if we sit you in around here... No, you're going to need to get further back than that. All right, what about there? Yes, we could probably make that work. You think? Yeah, I do think. All right, good. Now, if you remember in the last series, if you watched the last series, if you didn't watch the last series, then all of this is meaningless. But if you recall, in the last series, I've got quite a lot of space here between these two tracks, so it's going to be exciting. I put quite a lot of time and effort into actually making goods hubs look respectable. This will be no different. We'll take our time to develop each one of these so that they have their own character, their own personality, and that they actually look decent. But today is not that day. You've lost your snap point again. Where is it? It's there. Look. All right. Okay. Cool. And you come around here like this. There we go. Yeah, we happy with that? No, we're really not happy with that. All right, okay. Would you like another swing? Yeah, I would. Give me another swing at that one. Yeah, let's see if we can't do that just a little bit better. This time without suckage. Moderate suckage still exists. No, okay, it's because we're going off this bank here. So if I were to let's decrease the size of that a bit. If we were to make this slightly less abrupt, we might be able to get down there in a slightly more gentlemanly fashion. Let's try that. How do you feel about that one? Okay, yeah, all right. We've got a bit of a fight when we come off the corner there, but that's okay because we can revisit that later and make it look good when we come and revisit the station and make it look good. And like so. All right, cool. Yeah, good. Yep, we are happy with that. All right, now keep going down because what we're going to need to do here is we're going to need to loop around and then we'll tunnel underneath the embankment for the track here and then pull into our depot. Now, part of me says you could put another little cheeky stop there. And I might do at some point, but not today. Today, the objective is quite straightforward. It's just get these two stations hooked up and then get all of the connections that they're going to require also hooked up. Right, if you keep going underground, will you actually tunnel before we need to start interfering with the track there? It's going to be a very swift down and up. Okay, there's the down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. All right, that's good enough, though. Right, around the corner and into here, and then over this way. Now then, before we make that last connection, which, let's face it, is the easy bit, we're going to need the ability for all tracks to go all places. Now, I was tempted there to link them all together and create like a large diamond crossing, but I think what I'll do is I'll get this laid in, and then we'll do the out route as well, and then we will I'll stress about how I actually make this connection work. So this one's going to go the opposite direction and connect back up onto the track the other side. Really, is it? Yeah, oh, it totally is. Totally going to do that. Okay, all right. Well, how are you going to accomplish that? Well, with a large amount of hassle, I would imagine. Good. Well, I'm glad you thought this through. All right, let's what about up? Yeah, okay. No, this could. Oh no, we don't need to do that. We can do this. Oh yeah. Oh, this is what they came to see. It probably isn't actually. I've got loads of people just yelling "Flying Junction" at me because I'm surrounded by Flying Junction obsessives. Flying Junction. Yeah, all right. I'll do Flying Junctions, but not right now and not right here. Right. Okay. There we go. Round there, and then. What if we didn't quite so aggressively? That's it. Yeah, we'll carve a big cleft out of the cliffside. That's good. Right. All right, and then straight over the top. Look. No, straight over the top. Is that straight over the top? It is straight over the top. Okay. Right down. Yep, we can do that. Can we do that? Yeah, but it doesn't look like you should be able to. Ah, don't question it. If it's letting you do it, then life is sweet. There we go. Yeah, smashing. Bit windy, I'll admit, but this is the goods line, and the goods line is not it's not going to be quick. It's going to take its time. It's going to be ponderous. But the goal is that there will be so many goods services operating that it doesn't matter that there are that there are slowdown points. It simply gets where it needs to get at a time that it needs to get there, with the kind of pace that it would appreciate to get the job done. There we go. That works. I'm pretty sure it works. Anyway, it's very hard to tell. Let's turn that off. Yeah, it works. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Cool. And even better, I've snapped it to the right side of the track, which is what I was kind of hoping to do. Now then, before the game complains, let's run a bit of medium country here and get that hooked up onto anything, because it will appreciate that. You need to come round here onto there. Really? You're going to do it any better than that? Or are you just going to? Yeah, you are. I suppose you are. Okay, fine. And that gives us access to well, lots of good stuff, frankly. Now, all of these little country roads, they're all going to need upgrading at some point in order to better handle everything that we're running. But in this initial instance, what have we got? We've got grain, and we've got cattle, and we've got the ability to turn that into plastic. We've got stone. We've got the ability to turn plastic and wood into goods. Yeah, we've got some wood over here. We've got some iron ore. We've got a lumber mill. This is all good. So we're going to use trucks to begin with, and then later on we will replace those trucks with rail as demand picks up, because I fully expect that demand will pick up. Now then, I need to now come up with some kind of really flippin' clever junction here, so that every one of these can get to every one of these. Good luck. Well, actually, that's not true, is it? It is kind of true, though, isn't it? Yes. Right, okay. First things first, we'll stick... we'll put shortened diamond crossings on the approach on both sides. We'll put shortened diamond crossings on both... Give me the chuffing, will you? Just... Would you please? Look, come on. This is your bread and butter. This is how you make your living. It's not snapped. Oh, right. Okay. Bulldoze that. I guess bulldoze this. Bulldoze that this one. Right. Snap all the way, please. Thank you. Proper ballasted connection. Get as far as about there, and then you can switch that out. All right, cool. And then we'll do this again. So we'll put a shortish diamond junction on the approach on both sides. Like that. See, it works first time because I know what I'm doing. And then we'll do the same over here. Wait, no, too close to the separation point there, I think. Like this. Right. Now, this is going to need some refinement later on, but it means that in the first instance, I only need to link these two together. Because we'll just make it work. Now then, how are you going to do that then, smart man? Well, if we were to take a track off here, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. And then blend it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you've built some ugly track in your time, son, but I think you've surpassed yourself. Right, so if we do that, and then we'll see if this one wants to play ball. Oh, look at it. It does. No. Just do the same things we've done over there. Well, if I put a little bit of arrival, and then you come down like that. Now, it's not perfectly symmetrical, but it isn't a million miles off. So that's good. Right, and we'll stick that over onto something there like this. Right, we'll double slip this one. It's ugly, but as far as a temporary solution goes, it's likely to not be that temporary because it looks like it might do the job. And we'll do something similar over here. Good. Now, I need no such clever junctioning at the other station because we're simply doing point-to-point at the moment. Plus, that's a simple two-way deal as far as the mainline trains are concerned. Right, okay, next trick is going to be create the distribution hub truck stop at each one of these stations. So let's go for the high capacity station. Street type large X large. Let's go large. We'll have new city. And then length. Oh, we'll go 4. I like 4. We'll go one way because I'm a big fan of running just one way through the whatchamacallit. And then where are you going to stick it? Well, down here would appear to be littered with wisdom. Although that said, I think down the side here has got merit. So if we go pretty much centre of the station. Yeah, is there anything else you want to do? Let's go steel instead of sound barrier. Oh yeah, that's pretty important. Yeah, you've got to get that right. Okay, cool. So now then, we need to give you some of this good stuff and roll you round onto there. Hold everything. We now need to make sure that it's actually in range of the station. It looks like it is. Looks obviously mean absolutely nothing. It does look like... Well, hold on. Try the other way. Yeah, okay. We should be good. Right, now you come out down here. And then we'll come up with a way for you to make an attractive connection onto there. Which I suppose... Actually, no. You're thinking this poorly. Right, if you do that... Right, and then we'll nuke this. And we'll just grab a little bit of straightforward double laner, and you can junction. Oh gosh, no. There you go. You can junction there, and then everybody's happy. There you go. Erase the sins. Jolly good. And then obviously the next thing I need to do is I need to create some kind of loop here so that trucks as they pass through can actually get back where they were going. Right, okay, so what if I do this just for, the sake of it, and Yeah, run that way. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. You've gone too far on your angle. That's never going to pay off. Something like that. That's better. Right, straight through. Let's just get rid of that. There you go. Right, arguably, we don't really need it anyway. Do some of this. And then we'll plump you onto... Are we thrilled with this? I don't think we are. But it'll do the job. Okay, right, yeah. And again, so that's going to be part of this when we get to the beautification state of affairs. Then this will be polished up some. It's already okay, but you know, we can make it nicer. Do you want to fit on there? What if we use Little Tiddly Road? I mean, I don't need you to do it, but if you fancy playing ball, then I like to give you that option. Oh, that's created something charming. It's also created a nice ramp there and another one here. All right. Well, no, look, I was quite. Oh no, this is all such a waste of my time and yours. Right, blonk you round there. It was better before. There you go. That. Right. Okay. Yep. And then smooth this out a little. There you are. And then over here. I don't know. I get so caught up in just doing a little bit of road building. This is a very inefficient piece of road for the task that it has. Look, it'll do for now. That's hideous. We'll come back and make it better in the future. In the future, everything will be better. All right? So just run with it for the time being. Right, now then, we now need a whole bunch of just tiddly little truck stations to do some action trucking. Right, you can sit there. We'll go as far as here. Now, this one is a clear candidate for a slightly stronger delivery mechanic, but that'll happen later on. And obviously, when you think about we're going to need a good station near Trumpton, well, that's going to be absolutely wild for picking up some oil here and dealing with the goods. Actually, a bigger hub in the middle between Trumpton and Pseudopolis would probably do a belter of a job. It probably would. You're not wrong. But again, that's coming later. I want to just make as many kind of semi-connections as I can initially in order that this isn't a total washout, because the more things that I connect up, the greater the chances that the game will figure out a way of making a connection from it. So what's that? That's 3. We can get this lumber mill processing fandango going if we create another underpass of some description, I would imagine. Right, okay, well, let's go for something like that. Right, and around the corner, gently. And then just whack this down here. Now, do we want to go under or over? Well, I don't really want to do that, right? Because there's a reasonable chance we'll have some trucks waiting there for a. You know what? That'll look good. All right. Okay. Well, go on then. Too much slope. Let's hope it doesn't dismember the fine operations of the rail here. It's created a bit of a lump. Look, we're just getting it running. All right. Later on, we'll make it look good. You're going to say that every time. I might have to. You know, I have a certain amount of personal pride in terms of making things not look awful. You know, I might not make things look ultra glamorous, but we try and avoid awful. There you go. Okay, that's got something. Oh, doesn't it though? Right. Okay, so that's 4. Yeah. Okay, that could work. Yep. I mean, we've got some more. We've got another lumber mill over there, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. It's just a bit too out of the. Is it though? yeah, it's a bit out of the way for now. Now, the thing is that that lumber mill there is going to be in direct competition with every other lumber mill that I get set up, and I don't care. I'm gonna let them compete. They can figure it out for themselves what they're going to do. Right, 4 lines. You are going to be Pseudopolis to whatever that is. That's because you told it to go to the station, you nana. To that one. They can't both be called... No, it's because you've just chosen the same one again. All right. This time, get it right. There you go. Right. Now then, we're going to need a name for all of these, and it's going to be Pseudopolis. Pseudopolis. Well, what are you? Plastics. All right, okay, good. That's that one. Next trick, from here, yes, to there. And this one is going to be Pseudopolis farming. Okay, good. Right, going swimmingly. Everything's just keen. And then... Oh, you know what I should call it? I should name it after these, because I've named all of these, you know. Look, this is the fog. I don't know why it's called the fog, but it is. And this one is Uncle Owen's Moisture Farm. Lovely. Down here, we've got Dunder Mifflin. I don't know why they're working on plastics rather than paper, but they are. And there's Mount Doom. Yeah, it's a happy collection of you know, really, I'm really mashing up the different genres here. What are you? Trumpton West. So this is going to be Pseudopolis. Yes. Stone. I like stone. Quarry. I do like quarry. And then for my final trick, what haven't we got yet? Oh, we haven't done the lumber. Okay. And right about here. Yep. Okay, cool. Now, we now need to do the same thing at the other end. Pseudopolis. What did I say this was? Lumber. Sawmill. Okie doke. Right, good. Now then, because I don't know how these are going to perform, I'm going to stick 2 trucks on each. And then it's, you know, it's kind of a battle of the champions. Is that we'll add more trucks as routes kind of prove themselves. So we'll send them from all the way over here. There's no real rush because I've got to get everything else going. Freightliner Cascadia or the 40-ton. 1 extra unit of cargo. Yeah, we'll do it. So we'll go with we'll do 2 at a time. Set this one onto Sued Quarry. Go. Well, if we move things around here, you'll have a better time of it. Sued plastic. Yeah. Set line farming. There you click too far. 1 click beyond. We went there. One of these twice. Sawmill. Por favor. Sawmill. All right, good. Okay, so those will all start running. They won't do anything initially. I know it. Until I've actually got a train going to that station, they're not going to do much. No, actually, I'm not certain about that, because what we'll probably find is that we'll start producing corn over here, wheat, whatever it is, that will then get turned into plastic that might then subsequently be delivered over here. It's all going to interchange through this truck stop. Don't know. Is it going to pick up? It might, but it's not likely. Not right now. Now then, okay. The next trick. Now, this might seem to be quite an ostentatious station, given that we're looking at what, 2 items to play with. We might hit. Should we hit the sawmill as well? No, we won't. Actually, we'll go with 3. We'll hit this sawmill as well. This is just flipping sawmill central over here. Now, regardless of whether I expect something to perform or not, I'm hooking them up anyway. It doesn't matter to me whether or not they work. The only thing that's important is that we hook up everything because we want to see what the AI does with it. It can decide for itself whether a route is worthy or whether it is to be ignored studiously. So what have we got there? 3. Now this one also serves as the delivery into Asgard itself. So it's got benefit even if it's not going to be significant. Which side of the station works better for us here? It doesn't really matter. You've got to build some more road out anyway, so you might as well go fairly close to the station on this side. In fact, why don't you grab some Strasse and whip it up here, or whip it up there. Whip. Do the whipping. You don't want to do it all in one go. All right, I'll allow it. No, try and go straight, would you? There you go. Now, it's a very faint hope that the AI says, you know what, this is a place to build some houses or factories or some such, but it might, and therefore it is worth pursuing. I'm going to try it. You know I have to try it. Ugh. No, go. Yeah, that's it. Do that. Right, then get over that side and see if we can pop a wheelie over the... You've got some collision, and it's pretty ugly. But if you get as far as there, it will take it. Yeah, what about there? What if I pull it further away? Yeah, see, if I could get that flat, which I can get it flat there. That's it. Take it. All right, cool. It's certainly zany, rather like myself. And there you go. Keep going. That's it. All of that. Now that's actually quite slow. I'd have probably been better off running that with country road, but it's okay. I don't mind. Now I've stuck that in because you had a theory about flinging this out down here. Would you like to turn this into a level crossing? I rather think I would. Okay, well, get it done. There you are, have done. Alright, good. Lots of level crossings on this piece of track. Yeah, but I don't think the trains are going to be that frequent. Yeah, you see, you don't think they're going to be that frequent, but do you know how frequent they're going to be? No, I genuinely don't. And that's going to be fun to find out, isn't it? Right, if we do this, you've definitely got a connection with the station, and then from the other side, so largely a waste of the broader road there, but it'll work. Cool. Now then, where are we going to deliver? Because Asgard currently isn't receiving. So you've got general industry happening here, and then you've got general commercial happening here. So somewhere in the middle there, like there, for example. Oh, I am delivering here. Oh, in that case, the current delivery place will suffice perfectly for the moment. We'll probably need ancillary deliveries later on, but that's okay too. Right, now then, what do we want? We want wood and this iron ore plant. None of this is going to do anything. This is a monstrous just cost center initially, and that's partly why I'm only running 2 trucks on each, is because I appreciate that there's going to be stuff that just doesn't operate in the slightest until later on. But setting it up now means that excuse me, means that as we do develop further, there is a greater opportunity for, oh look, this has started working. And that's what I'm looking forward to. You're doing another fine piece of road building here. Thanks, man. Good. Right. Yes. Are we happy? Yeah. Well, I think we probably are. Right. Turn that off. We don't need it. And then we'll go one for that one, another one for this one, please, and a third for whatever the third thing it was that I said I was going to do. We haven't done it yet. It's over here, look. Oh. All right. Well, we'll do that as well. And we'll take that one too. There we go. I have managed to get to 4. It's all good. Right, okay, so in order to make this work, firstly, little truck stop. Yes. Is that all 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it is. 2 competing sawmills, and as yet I am delivering absolutely no lumber to those sawmills. In fact, that's brilliant. I love it. Okay, now then. Oh, we need a 5th, and the 5th is going to be the delivery line. Now, I don't want to be hoiking massive trucks into town for delivery purposes, so I'll probably find, in fact, I already know what I'm going to use. Onion Jack's done a very nice kind of transit van sort of an idea, and we'll go with that. Right, what do you make? What's your purpose? Do you make pork barrels? Because that would actually be quite useful. That's iron ore. Is it, though? Is it really? Why are you not showing me the icon of what you're... Oh, there we go. Steel. Okay. All right, Asgard. Oh, nice. Steel. Good. And then you can be my next victim. Come here. Asgard. Up to there. To that one. Asgard. Sawmill. Sawmill Alpha. Yes. You've got to go, ha ha ha, I am Sawmill Alpha. You are not Sawmill Alpha. You are Sawmill Inferior. And yet, it may not. It may end up being the superior method of... Goodness me, it's taken a long route. I would be amazed if this one ever saw any life, but we wire them all in. Asgard Sawmill Inferior. Right, and you... See, I've got a brain like a squid. I can't remember what it is. Are you dissing squid brains there? Do you know that squids are poor of mind? Looks like iron ore, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Asgard Iron Mine. And because you all like to see the... so this is Underworld here. Up there we've got Escape from New York. I've no idea. Oh, yeah. It's John Carpenter. Here's the Wayland-Yutani Corporation, obviously. And then over here is Precinct 13. Or, well, I mean, it should be the assault on Precinct 13, shouldn't it? And that's the Fog. That's why it's called the Fog, because it's John Carpenter. Okay, cool, fine. Yeah, right. Yeah, see, there's method in the madness. Just go with it, people. You'll be happier. Right, and then this is going to be Asgard Delivery. Asgard Delivery. Right, let's truck this up. Where's my nearest truck sales depot? I think it's a little further away than that one. I think it might be all the way down here. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay, well, it's all right. It'll take as long as it takes. Right, 2 of these. Sick you on Asgard Delivery. Okay. And another 2. And we'll set you on Sawmill Alpha. Oh, look, the Jill Stocks has arrived. Set you... Hold on, kill it. Otherwise you'll end up replacing it twice on Iron Mine. And we use 2 simply because it's enough to keep the journey times bearable without running up exorbitant costs. Now, obviously, since all of these trucks that I've just sent out are going to do absolutely nothing. In fact, all the trucks that I've sent out so far are going to do absolutely nothing until I put a goods train in motion. As luck would have it, that's what I'm going to do now. Now, what we're not going to do is we're not going to use cheeky wagons. No, we don't hold with cheeky wagons up in this joint. We're going to use whatever we can find. Right, let's go with an SD40 because you know it's my favourite, and then right, we won't bother with tank cars for the moment because there ain't no liquid on this route, and I'll change it up later when we need to. Let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, and open wagons. Oh, do we want an open wagon or do we want a gondola? Well, let's go with the gondola. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then state cars which live down the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, smashing. Good, you're good to go. Oh, I'll tell you what, you want a route, don't you? Yeah, okay, fine. I can work that for you. Just give me a moment. And you're going to go from. Oh, this is quite a hike. You're going to go from Asgard North, and you can use whichever track you like, because you're the only boy in town at the moment, and therefore you can go up and down on the same track. It doesn't concern me one jot. We'll fix you later. Right. So this is going to be freight shipment. Just freight shipment, right? And there's a reason why it's getting such a generic kind of name that will. What do you mean you can't find a path to the stop to the path? Surely I've set up this depot so that it does the whole shebang. Surely I have. Surely. No, you haven't. What you have done is you've routed. Yeah, I know what you've done. What I haven't done is I haven't routed this onto the freight line. I've got it routed onto the passenger line, just not freight. So I need to do from the depot over here. And I can do it anywhere I like. This is horrible. Yeah, I know, but this is a temporary depot. So, you know, just do horrible for now. And then later on, do less horrible. Alright, okay. And then a quick move like that should do it. Right, you go there. There we are. Right, now then, this is where I'm going to take a screenshot. Because that way I can put it in as the thumbnail and you'll go, oh, look, he's actually built a flipping train. And he has built a flipping train, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what he's done. Right, okay, now then, I'm going to hit the turbos on this one and get it situated. There you go. I tell you, since the performance patch, all of this stuff runs so smoothly. You know, maybe not so much later on when you get fully packed in. Just at this stage, if you zoom in nicely, and even later on if you zoom in, you do get a good amount of high frame rate style performance. Now, I know I lock these videos to 30 frames per second, so you probably can't appreciate it. But from where I'm sitting, it's lovely. You just have to believe me on that one. Right, we may have got here a bit early, even with the afterburners on. We might be just a little premature. Here we go. Now, see, look, I put in this bit of street for a reason. Surely you would want to have a house or two overlooking the goods situation. Now, with other stations around the track, I might at some point do goods stops as part of the kind of passing situation that we have at other stations, the main passenger hubs. No plans to do so yet, but I'll do what makes sense when the time comes, particularly when it comes to delivery. The intention is that I will end up running, let's pick a random number here, let's say 10 of these in each direction. And then also running into these stations, I will then run local services that bring up the goods for them to then distribute. And then the final distribution will either be whatever's within catchment range, or it'll be vans. Oh, you've decided to go to the other end first, despite the fact that I've set up for a particularly nice camera shot. Cheers, you wretch. Although, look, you know, just seeing it happening in the background's quite nice, isn't it? Right, as you can see, Asgard, it's all go. Both zones 1 and 2 are flying now. once I've got this first section assembled of goods, and what I'm going to do in the next episode is I'm going to do 2 more like we've done today. So we'll go up to Hogsmeade and do that one, and then we'll go up to Shermer and do that. And if I'm feeling particularly bold, I'll remove the truck delivery setup that we've got here with food, despite the fact that at present it is one of the major driving forces behind any level of profitability that I've got. Yeah, that's quite dramatic. And then after that, subsequently, we'll go on and do another chunk of the main line. We'll get the next section of passengers running on there. Now, I know some of you will be going, you've got no signals on here at all. There's only one train. He doesn't need any signals. He's too good for your signals. Ooh. Yeah, that's a thing that's happening. It's completely redundant, ridiculous at the moment, because what it's doing is bring wheat corn out here and then dropping it off there, which is then getting picked up and taken over there, which will then turn into plastic, which will get brought back here, which will then probably get trucked out to wherever the plastic goods effort is. I know, it's not efficient. There you go, we've turned up just in time to witness it going into the little tunnel, and then we'll go out the other end to witness it coming out of the little tunnel. I don't even know which platform it's chosen. It had all of them to go for. What are you selecting there, chum? Not that it makes even the slightest difference. There you go. You've gone for platform. I'm going to say 1. I might be wrong, but you never know. Right, we have 0 goods currently awaiting us. Although you are probably loaded. Oh, hello, autosave. Welcome. Yep, 21 of 21 on there already. But none of that is going to get on a train. So right now, this train is going to serve just to waste my time and money and everything else. There you go. See, iron ore's kicked off as well. But that's going to come to a grinding halt really fast unless I find a subsequent use for it. And that's why we're going to expand out the goods line next time round. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. I've been Colonel Failure. I'm going to ride on the train to get us out of here. Yeah, there we go. You wanted some action? Have some. Next time around, more goods, and from there on in, it's going to be continuing to build out this network as we go. And then once we've done it in a kind of sketch form, we'll then revisit it all and do it nicer until we've got the whole thing running. This isn't going to be the lengthiest series I've done, or at least I've got no plans to make it a lengthy series. Instead, this is a pure experiment with regard to, does this idea work? Instead of doing dedicated goods lines, that's horrible, you know, between individual areas, what if you connect them all up? What happens then? Anyway, thanks for watching. Fling a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I'll catch up with you very soon. Cheerio! So there you go, we're rolling. We finally got to the exciting part of the series, which is getting these goods lines set up. And it's going to be really interesting to see how they pan out. Anyway, today's episode was brought to you in association with Captain Carter, who is a member of Bad Company, and as part of his membership has decided to sponsor an episode. And this is the one he's decided to sponsor. You'll be able to visit Captain Carter's own channel by checking out the description below. I recommend you do so. He's Australian, but don't hold it against him. Meanwhile, I'll be back soon with a little bit more of the same. If you do want to see Colonel Failure's Tracks and Beats, which is the full-blown building of the new network that we've got set up, the link is over there to the side. It could be either way, but I'm pretty sure that you're astute enough to be able to find it for yourselves.